We get the privilege of seeing Tom Brady in another Super Bowl, his 10th, and particularly juicy storylines are coming all over the place. Number one, Tampa is playing in their home stadium, which is the first time that's ever happened in the history of football. And they're playing the red-hot Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you'll remember in 2017 or in 2018, in the AFC Championship, Tom Brady and his Patriots played a young rookie, Patrick Mahomes, fresh off an MVP season in Arrowhead. And in a thrilling game, Tom Brady stole one from Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes played exceptional in the second half of that game. It was a little bit slow in the first. And Kansas City probably should have won that game if Dee Ford doesn't jump off sides. But we get a rematch. Now, it's not the Tom Brady Patriots, it's the Tom Brady Buccaneers. And thank goodness for it, because the Buccaneers are light years better than the Patriots are this season. So much more talent. And we get the magnificent rematch that I didn't even know I wanted. I wanted before the championship games, I wanted to see Aaron Rodgers play Patrick Mahomes. I wanted offensive fireworks, and oh wait, I'm getting offensive fireworks. I'm getting Tom Brady versus Patrick Mahomes. Two all-time greats. You get the GOAT of the NFL versus the quarterback that many people believe, if anybody's going to unseat Tom Brady as the GOAT, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. There's never been a quarterback as talented at the game of football than Patrick Mahomes. For the longest time, it was Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback to have ever played, and that argument has lost weight now that Patrick Mahomes has played his first 3 seasons in the NFL. In his first 2 seasons, he won an MVP and a Super Bowl. This season, he was close to an MVP, and he's got a chance for another Super Bowl. Imagine if Patrick Mahomes in his first 3 seasons has 2 Super Bowl rings and an MVP. That's unprecedented. That is amazing. And yet, the guy he's going to be lining up against, Tom Brady, is playing for his 7th Super Bowl ring in his 10th Super Bowl, which is equally unprecedented and will never happen again. Even if Patrick Mahomes plays 15 more seasons, he's not going to win 7 rings. That will not happen. You can mark that one down here. If he does, you can tell me that you told me so. But Patrick Mahomes will never win 7 rings. Nobody will ever again reach the level of success Tom Brady has had in the NFL. And for that, this game is infinitely intriguing. I'm so excited for the Super Bowl. I do think Kansas City will win. Their offense has been on fire. Patrick Mahomes played injured in the AFC Championship game, and they scored 38 points on the Buffalo Bills, and it was not a close game. They blew out Buffalo, a team that many people thought if anybody was going to beat them, it was going to be Buffalo, and they blew them out. Patrick Mahomes has an extra week to heal that turf toe, to heal that concussion, and he already played magnificently in the AFC Championship game to the point that if he plays that well again, I think the same script plays. Now, Tom Brady, in his past 2 playoff games, has not been on fire, and it hasn't mattered. When they played Washington on the road in the wild card, he threw for 384 yards and a touchdown. Fair play to him. That was a great game. But the interesting thing with Tom Brady is he's not going to give you 100% every single game. He's not going to be Tom Brady every single game. And we've seen that over his past 3. If you just take his playoff games, if you just look at those, the regular season, he was magnificent. But if you look at the playoff games, the games that Tom Brady is always spectacular in, he's been okay. He had that 384 and 1 touchdown against Washington, followed that up with 199 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Saints, which is, it's fine. It's nothing special. They won that game because Drew Brees threw 3 interceptions. And then they played Green Bay in just the most bizarre playoff win I've seen in a while, where they should not have won that game. Tampa Bay should not have found a way to win. They were atrocious in the second half, and Tom Brady threw 3 bad interceptions. His first one he threw overthrow and a double coverage, and it was picked off by Jair Alexander. He's targeting Mike Evans up the sideline, overthrew him. Safety comes in, picks it off. The second interception was a overthrow over the middle to Mike Evans. Again, targeting Mike Evans. Jair Alexander picked that one off. Actually, I think the first one was Adrian Amos. Second one, Jair Alexander picks it off. So 2 bad throws by Brady, 2 overthrows. The third one, Leonard Fournette whiffed a block, and instead of taking the sack on his own 44-yard line, Tom Brady throws up a prayer, and he underthrew Mike Evans by 5 yards, and it was picked off by Jair Alexander. 3 interceptions and 7 throws in the second half, and still they didn't lose. They managed a field goal after a opening drive gimme where Jordan Whitehead, Tampa Bay safety, forced a fumble of Aaron Jones, knocked him out of the game. They get the ball in the red zone and score a touchdown. Okay, that's a gimme. That's an opportunity. You have to be opportunistic in the playoffs, but that's an opportunity that they capitalized on. It's a gimme. After that, they scored a field goal. So I'm not overly confident in Tom Brady going into the Super Bowl to win the game with his arm, which is something that I don't think I've ever been able to say in the history of my lifetime. But then you think about it in context. He's 43 years old. He should not have to win the game with his arm at 43. There's never been a quarterback in the history of the NFL that has gone out and won games where he is the driving force behind their win. Vinny Testaverde played when he was 44, but he was not the driving force of that team that he played for. There's never been a quarterback in the history of football that at this advanced age has been the driving force behind getting playoff wins. It just hasn't happened. So we should not expect that out of Tom Brady. What logic says is that Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, Tom Brady plays an okay game, doesn't play spectacular, doesn't play terrible, and they lose by between 3 and 10 points. But I'm incredibly excited for this Super Bowl. I think this is an absolute gem of a gift. We're getting the most talented quarterback ever against the greatest quarterback ever. And that is a gift that we'll keep on giving.